good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 1303. Happy hump day. Shit, I forgot to take the trash and recycling out to the curb. It is an important day in our neighborhood. It's trash and recycling, and I've got a whole bunch of shit that I still need to take up and recycle. So I will have to get that done after the show. What's going on? Happy Wednesday. Tuesday was an interesting day. I got a lot. I was very productive. Ernie spent the day at doggy daycare. He had a blast. Lots of fun. They have webcams that you can watch the dogs play. So I enjoy popping in from time to time and see what mischief Ernie is getting himself into. He's usually fucking around with other dogs, and in some cases trying to fuck other dogs. He's in heat. No, wait, male dogs don't go in heat. He's going through puberty. I don't know. Do you do that at 5 months as a dog? Probably not quite yet, but he does like to mount other dogs. Anyways, enough about dogs humping. He's not the only one. I pop in, I'm like, oh, there's a humper. So Ernie spent the day at doggy daycare. I spent the day shipping and listing and shipping, and grocery shopping. Adventures at Aldi. I'm going to talk about my adventures at Aldi. I'm going to talk about what else am I going to talk about? Oh, because I picked up some meat. I didn't know Aldi had like decent meat. It's been a while since I've been at Aldi. But anyway, I picked up some ribs, and I'm going to tell you how I made them. And the men who change their own oil, you're going to be like shaking your head, taking away my man card on how I prepared my ribs last night. And they turned out not great, but there's hope. I think if I do them again, I think I know where I went wrong. So I'm going to talk about that. I listed last night's auctions. So we've got new Tuesday night auctions live now in my eBay store. Check it out, 99centcards.com. We counted down the auctions last night. It was kind of a slow night on the auctions. It was a slow night in the chat on the Tuesday night live stream. But all in all, like there were some items that went for significantly higher than what I expected. Like items that I thought would go for 99 cents went for $15 or $8. But then there were some items that went for 99 cents that I thought would go for $2 or $3. So all in all, I probably came out in the green. We did I won't take you through the play-by-play on it like we did last week, but I think last week we were $25 to $30 in the green. And I would say last night was pretty similar, maybe $20, 25 higher than I expected. I do have auctions ending tonight. I have, I think, a mix of baseball. I also have like Star Wars refractors, which have done well for me in the past, but they were like serial numbered. These are just base refractors, and none of them, not a single one, have a bid. So this may be something that I just wasted a whole bunch of auction listings. Hey, you tried, you failed, you learn. And this may be something that I just lot up and auction the Let's Star Wars, so I don't give a damn. So typically I don't like doing lots, but if it's Star Wars, if it's soccer, if it's hockey, I'll lot it up and auction it off. I don't give a damn. One of the auctions that went live last night, in fact, was 1,000, a lot of 1,000 soccer refractors, color prisms. So that is at auction this week. It just went live last night. The Brady's, I don't think my Tom Brady's that went live last night are actually live yet, nor is the Michael Jordan. Jordans and Brady's go through this 24-hour phase. So there you go. What else? I think that's about it that went on yesterday. I did watch some baseball. I watched some of the Yankees-Guardians game. Did the Yankees end up winning last night? They were up like 3-0, I think, in the fourth inning last I checked. I am rooting for the Yankees. And Mets and Dodgers. Mets and Dodgers play tonight. I don't care. I think that this series, Mets and Dodgers, and we talked a lot about the playoffs yesterday, but I think Mets Dodgers, I just want that to go 7 games. I just want to in fact, I want both of them so I can get all of my cards listed and sold of those players. So there you go. Hey, by the way, I'm also on Collex, COLLX. I've got over 3,000 cards listed on the Collex platform. I've done, I think, 325, 330 sales on Collex so far in the first 2.5, 3 weeks. I haven't listed many lately, but I do. Eventually, I'll get some more listed. Now we're at Wednesday, so now it's creeping into. I've got to get my eBay shit taken care of, on top of the Madison Card Show, which is this Saturday. So I'll try to get some more stuff listed to Collex next week. But I am on the Collex platform, COLLX. Download it, buy some cards. I'm 1 million Cubs on Collex. I did have some dialogue with Collex, some suggestions. One of the suggestions, somebody had reached out to me and said, "Hey, how do we pay? Besides bank account or credit card?" And so I'm like, I don't know. Let me go. And usually my answer is, it's in the settings. So I reached out and I said, "Hey, I've had a few people ask me about how to pay like via PayPal." Well, that's not an option. So it's right now it's just credit card, bank account. I believe just those two options as a buyer. So I said, well, PayPal would be, I think that would be a good step if it's possible. So I did suggest that. And then they had asked me a couple other things on, what else would you like to see? I've already expressed interest in shipping after the fact, paying for the shipping after the fact, and being in control of the shipping process. In terms of what I want to set up for shipping. Because right now it's like, okay, you set each card is 0.23, whatever you set it at ounces. So once it hits 4 ounces, 3 ounces, it goes to bubble mailer. And with my pricing, it's like, well, I can, you can go 16 cards, 15 cards, depending on, what type of card they are, in a white envelope, 3 ounces, standard envelope. So that's somewhat of a priority, but Collex said, what would you think of a web-based dashboard for sellers? And that, I think that would take priority over the other two, because I could it would streamline my back end from picking, and from also if some of the reports, or if there are reports in there, accounting as well. So I ranked them. So that's kind of, and I think I ranked like PayPal as number 2 behind the web dashboard, because I think it is important. A lot of people use PayPal, because I think a lot of people, a lot of collectors, hobbyists, want to keep it they want to do the offspring and keep it separated. And my PayPal that's my card money. I used to do that. Like whatever's in my PayPal, that's my card money. Cause I don't want my card money going into my main money, vice versa. So I want to keep them separated. So, I think a lot of people probably think like that. And it's like, well, my PayPal is my PayPal. So anyway, Collex, COLLX, find me there. 1 million Cubs. Buy some cards, of course, 99centcards.com, my eBay store, auctions almost nightly. And in the buy it now section, buy 7 or more at regular price. You will save 25% off at checkout. I mentioned the Madison Card Show. It's this Saturday, October 19th, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive. 140 dealer tables, long sold out, long waiting list, super long waiting list. Come out and see us this Saturday, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive. 9 to 3, free admission, 140 dealer tables. Again, I'm in that mode where it's like, I am not setting up this weekend. I did set up in Janesville this past Sunday. I'm taking October off. November, I might set up in November. I think I'm kind of planning on November to set up. We'll see though. November is going to be super busy. I've got my trip to Dallas and Oklahoma City with Cooter. I've got the Rockford Card Show where I will be set up, and then the following week I'm going to set up one day at the Chicago Sports Spectacular, and then the following Saturday is the Madison Card Show. So my intent is to set up at the November Madison Card Show, but we'll see where I stand with inventory after setting up for a couple shows back-to-back weekends. So Madison Card Show is this Saturday, October 19th. And if you want to plan ahead, November 30th, which is the Saturday of Thanksgiving weekend, and then December 28th are the shows to round out the year. I do not have first quarter yet dates for 2025. Hopefully I can get those secured. We're in October. Hopefully in the next 3 to 4 weeks, I can get my dates for January, February, March. We're going to talk about my grocery store trip to Aldi today. We're going to talk about how I prepared my ribs last night. And I think many of you will gasp at how I prepared them. And they turned out okay. Not great, not bad, just okay. But I think I know how to fix it because I have prepared them in this way before. And they've turned out fucking amazing. But it's probably been, well, at least 10 years. Because I don't know if I've prepared them this way since I moved here 10 years ago. So it's been a while. Let's go to the chat and say hi to Boston Smoke. Good morning. George is in the house. What's going on? Mr. Archer is here. Good morning to you. Kevin's checking in from Lakeland, Florida. What's up? Hey, speaking of Florida, and I don't know whereabouts Lakeland is compared to Orlando. I'm not too familiar with my Florida geography outside the big cities, which Lakeland's probably a big city. But how about Fanatics Fest canceling again? What is going on? So I would give it a little, their excuse, some legitimacy if we didn't have Fanatics Fest Pittsburgh canceled. What was that, 2 months ago? And now next month or in the next few, I think it's the same weekend as Dallas. So in 3 weeks, they're canceling it because of the hurricane. Orlando is doing okay. In fact, I talked to 2 different dealers were in Orlando during the hurricane. And they're like, yeah, the park was closed like Disney. It was closed for a day, but we had a storm and it was bad. Like the weather wasn't great, but it was okay. Like everything was open in Orlando, which is where Fanatics Fest is claiming due to the hurricane, they don't want to go forward with it. That sounds like a perfect excuse for poor planning. I've said it before, and I was in a group chat talking about this. I think Fanatics Fest is a great idea, and I think it's going to take off. I just don't think they have planned it out. And let me speak this out. I know John Keating's probably just waiting to pounce. Here's the thing. Fanatics Fest was a huge success in terms of people and what it all was. But you know how expensive that was? The venue itself, for starters, and then to bring in all of those celebrities and athletes. Oh my God, they lost their ass on that. Now, these other shows I think are supposed to be my kind of what my thought process was behind Fanatics Fest Pittsburgh, Fanatics Fest Orlando. These are just regional shows with less attraction. Tom Brady's not coming. Jay-Z and Beyonce, they ain't coming. You're probably not going to see a WWE entrance thing. You're probably not going to see the Octagon, the UFC stuff. Dana White's not going to be there. I think the plan was to be somewhat of a fest, but I just don't think it's going to pay off. And I think that's That's just my opinion, and my thought process was, it's just what they want to do is just not worth the juice, ain't worth the squeeze. And now they're in like, oh shit, backpedal mode, because I think Pittsburgh and Orlando were the only two that were scheduled. And Pittsburgh was canceled, and they didn't even say we're gonna push it back. And now Orlando, they're saying early 2025. And trying to go head to head with, the show in New York, was it East Coast National they went head to head with, those were two totally different things. That was Fanatics Fest and East Coast National. Those are two completely different things. But I think what they want Fanatics Fest regional shows to be is similar to like a Dallas card show, but more, a show, but also a side show as well, a circus as well. But I think the circus aspect is going to be too expensive. So I just think poor planning, and they're like, oh crap, this is not going to be worth it. And I think a smaller, I would pay for what they did in New York City. I would totally pay for an experience like that. But if it's going to be just a Collecticon type show in Orlando, I don't know if I probably wouldn't go to that. Maybe if it was in Chicago, I would go check it out. But I'm certainly not gonna go anywhere, outside a traveling radius for me. But like I mentioned in the chat, it's more like bringing the circus to town. They're not expecting people to fly into Pittsburgh just for Fanatics Fest, or Orlando just for Fanatics Fest. It's, the locals within a whatever, drive. You come to Orlando, you come to Pittsburgh, because we're going to bring the circus to you. So I found that very, very interesting. And I think Ryan Nolan, Breakout Cards, I think he tweeted something out yesterday about like, I'm in Orlando, and things are okay. And this show's still another 3 weeks away. So very interesting, that news that broke yesterday regarding Fanatics Fest Orlando. George is here. He says, you're in competition with the Backstreet Boys Netflix series. We'll have to pause it for now. I didn't know the Backstreet Boys had a new Netflix series. So what's it about? I'm curious. I wasn't big into the boy bands. I was more into the same music George was into. But if I had to prefer, I did enjoy the Backstreet Boys music more than the NSYNC music. And then the 98 Degrees, 98 Degrees was the Aldi of boy bands. We're going to talk about my trip to Aldi yesterday. Philly Joe's in the house. Good morning. Dan's here. What's happening, Dan? Peter's in the house. Happy Trash Day to those who celebrate. I'm celebrating, but I'm celebrating by forgetting to take the trash out. I even remembered twice. See, doing Tuesday Night Live auction stream, it's like it's 8:15, 8:30 by the time I get upstairs, and it's like, I'll just do it in the morning. And then the morning comes, and it's like, oh yeah, I take Ernie out to go potty. Like, oh yeah, I got to take the trash out. I'll do it after I put Ernie back into bed. And then I go take a shower, and then I'm like, oh shit, the trash. I'll do it after my show. So I need to do that as soon as I end the stream today. Kyle says, good morning. Aldi is a great store. It is. And my mother-in-law has been like urging us to get to Aldi, shop at Aldi. And I put it off. And finally I'm so loyal. And you know how much I shit on Pick and Save, and I hate going in there. I hate the layout. I hate everything about it. But I still go because it's convenient. And Aldi is actually is just like a few blocks further. It's not too bad. Like Hy-Vee, I'd love to go to Hy-Vee. There's a smile in every aisle at Hy-Vee, but it's all the way fucking 20 minutes away. It's actually probably not 20 minutes away. It's 15 minutes away. Pick and Save and Aldi, they're like 5 minutes away. Time is money. Good morning, Merle. What's going on? He says, I like that our Aldi added a self-checkout lane. Oh, interesting. Is there a self-checkout lane? I think there is a self-checkout lane at the Aldi that I went to. Because they had 2 lines open and then one closed. And I'm like, oh shit, I've got to use the self-checkout. But then there was another one open. Myrtle just bought a Star Wars lot. Very nice. Check out my auctions. John is toying with lotting some stuff up myself. There you go. I put a Pete Alonso lot up last night and it sold last night. So get those Pete Alonsos and Aaron Judge. And so I'm going to try to focus on that as well here over the next couple days and hopefully find some time to get some lots put together. Johnny M., good morning. I think I liked it better when you hated and refused to do auctions. Yeah, I still hate auctions it's a case-by-case basis. We'll see. Each new auction is an adventure. Victor, good morning. So far, so good. And I'm even paying for auctions. All of the auctions starting, let's see. I've probably had to pay, all the Ryan Sandberg auctions I had to pay for. So that's 135, another 200. I think I've paid like 200. So what's 250 times 15 cents? That's how many auctions I've paid for. However, you do get a refund on your insertion fee if the item sells. So I've spent almost $40 on insertion fees this week on auctions. But if they sell, and that's why I'm monitoring closely the sell-through on these auctions, just and observe, okay, what's going to sell at auction, what's not going to sell, and just try to list auctions that are going to sell. Where are we at? Brian's in the house. Good morning, Brian. George says, I need to put my egg card in one of your auctions. I've drummed up some eyes on it. There you go. Mark says, good morning. Jets are so bad, I didn't blink when it was announced they traded for Devontae Adams. That was pretty cool. Jets, Jets. Love that card, George says. Mark says, Mets-Dodgers have to go extra innings in a Game 7 to really send me to an institution. There you go. Scott's here. What's up, Scott? Good morning. Victor says, I just got back and I saw my order was canceled. I'm going to go back in there, select cards again. Yeah. If you don't pay within a certain amount of time on collects, it cancels your order. And there, I don't think I can set. I think it's set by collects. Cooter's here. Good morning, Cooter. Victor says hi to Cooter. Red Light 34 is in the house. Good morning. Orlando is here. What's going on? Fanatics canceled the Florida show. Sucks. I was planning on going. Yeah, what is up with that? Let's talk about that. John says, I'd rather pay to see Corey Feldman's band than Fanatics Fest. I'd pay to see Corey Feldman's band. I'd also pay to go to Fanatics Fest. Orlando, think of the money you saved. You dodged a bullet. Orlando says, that's true, poor planning. John says, screw John Keating, but he's right. Mikey, good morning. He's not feeling good. That's no good. Mikey, get better soon. George says they had Diddy in the lineup of celebrities for Orlando. They had to cancel due to his absence. John says, go to Orlando Sports Cards instead, one of my favorite shops. Gundy 98's in the house. Good morning. Orlando agrees. That's a great shop. John says Tom Brady paying $300 million for 5% of the Raiders was a better bargain than Fanatics Fest, and he got robbed on that deal. Waiting patiently for the Kia Tigers cheerleaders doc. Don't care what language it's in. George says it's about the guy who made them a group and scammed everybody. Oh, yes. I think I watched that. I think I did watch that. Dan says, tomorrow is our sports day. Johnny M says, my best sale in 2 months. Digital camera, new in box. Got 3 for $300, sold 1 for $560 in 3 hours. Very nice. Got offers on 1 more. It's that time of year. Everything sells. Yeah, if you want to have a garage sale, man, put that stuff up because everything sells fourth quarter. Holiday season. I don't see, but it doesn't affect cards like it affects random shit. And the thing with cards, I would put up flat rate boxes. That stuff moves. I remember the Oklahoma Sooners card. I still have like 100,000 Oklahoma Sooners football cards, and I would have a flat rate box, and now I don't even mess with it. But back in the day, I would put I would put flat rate boxes of Oklahoma Sooners cards. I wouldn't get a single sale all year until like November, December, and I would sell like 5 of them. It's that time of year. The random stuff just sells, which makes me think maybe I should get into some of my storage tubs. Maybe next week. Maybe I'll prepare for next at some point this week. It's going to be busy with the Madison Card Show, so I don't know if I'll have enough time, but I'll need to start putting ephemera. Is that a term that we use? Just random shit. Because I've got storage tubs that when I buy collections or Goodwill pallets have random shit in it, I'll put it in storage tubs, like save it for a rainy day. So that's a good idea. Put that stuff up here over the next couple months. George says, I'm usually never in attendance on those days since I travel to 4 schools. Red light, F-bomb. F-bomb alert. Cooter says Aldi is great for a couple, not great for a big family. I never thought of it like that, but I just went to Aldi yesterday. That's a good point. That's a good point. Now that I think about that, because yeah. And we go to and we're just a couple, and we go to Costco. Costco is not great for a couple, but it's great for a big family. Maybe that's why. And my mother-in-law insists on it because she's got her man friend, just the two of them. So yeah, now looking back at my experience at Aldi, it really is kind of catered to a onesie twosie household. John says Aldi smells like old people. My Aldi didn't smell like old people. I can tell the smell of old people. It was actually the crowd at Aldi was no different than my regular grocery store. And of course I went like on a Tuesday afternoon where you think it would be all old people and stay at home dog dads. How about that? My wife's at work, dog's at doggy daycare, and I'm grocery shopping on a Tuesday afternoon. Take my man card. Yeah, it was kind of a mixed bag of people of ages. Mixed bag. John says might have to do with all the old people who shop there. Smells like old 9 pocket pages. Does it smell like old people wherever you go? See, maybe it does. Every place that John goes, it smells like old people. Maybe he's just smelling himself. Todd says, I think I'm missing out. The nearest Aldi is 4 hours away in another state. Wow, I thought Aldi's were everywhere because it's not even American. I think it's a German company, right? I'm spreading. I think, Todd, are you up in Maine? That's interesting. I didn't realize. 4 hours away. Mine's 5 minutes. John says 37.5. Andy Mack says our Aldi has a self-checkout system that scans your stuff automatically as you shop in the store. Holy shit. Wow. That's pretty damn cool. I'm going to drive all the way to where Andy is to go shopping at Aldi just for that experience. That might be better than Fanatics Fest. A self-checkout cart system. Merle says, just like Aldi gives you a refund on your insertion fee that you paid when you got your cart. Yes. Yes. John says, our Aldi has people who take 45 seconds to navigate the crosswalk from the parking lot to the store. Aldi next to my gym, I'm a victim. This is something. Okay, so the big difference between Aldi and other grocery stores, people had no, like, at first it was like one rogue dude. Like this dude had his cart. Now, I don't like the wide aisles because the aisles are wider. So you have people just like wandering aimlessly back and forth. Where if you have narrow aisles, even though it's a pain in the ass to get around people, at least it's like people are single file. But in Aldi, it's like just fucking wayward shoppers. Anyway, I get in there and I'm like, so first off, I'm like, look like a tourist inside Aldi because I'm like, whoa, because it's new to me. Now I shopped at Aldi. My mom shopped at Aldi, and I would go, when I was a kid. But it's been 20 years since I've stepped foot into an Aldi. So I was very like, oh, I'm set in my ways with my grocery store. So I walk in and the produce welcomes me. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to look at the produce. And so I kind of like, which way do I go first? Okay, I'm going to stick to the right side. And this fucking dude like leaves his cart right in the middle of the aisle. And then like comes up like, maybe he was blind and just didn't see me, but he's like butting right in front of me. Like, dude, have some chill. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I keep going. The motherfucker did it again at the end of the aisle. Left his goddamn cart right in the middle of the fucking aisle. And I'm like, and then he's standing between his cart and the fucking freezer or whatever it was. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Idiots. So that was my one complaint. Like the people are just like wandering aimlessly. It's like zombie land in there. At least when I went in there. Like, what is going on here? Johnny M says, do you or can you even promote auctions? You can, but it's like $1. It's not like a fee. It's not a percentage, which is also another reason why I like auctions, because I don't have to pay a promotion fee. It's like, I don't have to pay the 10% or 12%, which I don't have to on everything, but I just set it and forget it. So it's nice to get that extra 10%, 12% money. You can promote auctions, but I think it's like a flat fee. It's like $1 to promote an auction. So I don't. On a bigger, if I had, most of my auctions are, going to go for most of them less than $5. So I'm not even going to worry about promoting. If I put a bigger card up, the Peyton was something that I should have considered putting that up. If I do other auctions, maybe I'll do for $1. I'll pay the promotion fee, but for the most part, no. George says, I tried to get a refund on the insertion fee that I gave a lady of the night once. It was an unsuccessful transaction. John says, Corey Feldman opened up for Limp Bizkit this year. Wow. So now that's a concert I would go to. Limp Bizkit and Corey Feldman. Hell yeah. John has a digital camera on my phone. They call that bundling. There you go. So my dad had actually he didn't even go up to the camera section. He his first cell phone, when he was in the market for a cell phone, he's like and we're talking like 2015, 2016, so almost 10 years ago, but still smartphones were like, I think smartphones were the only type of phones you could get. Like you had to special order a regular cell phone. Like it was all smartphones by that point in time. So my dad's like, can I send text messages on this? And I'm like, yeah, Dad, that's been a thing for like 20 years now. Text messaging on cell phones. Well, I don't want a camera. Can I get a phone without a camera? No, they all come with cameras now too. George says, I've got a film camera. I do my dick pics the old-fashioned way. There you go. Flawed Thinkers in the house. Good morning. Offbeat All-Stars is here. Good morning. Mike Smith, a.k.a. Low Roller Scratcher, is here with a Bitcoin update. $68,000. And he tells us, this is Low Roller Scratcher, I'm still predicting Bitcoin 100,000 by the end of the year. Screenshot it. Screenshot it right now. Screenshot it. And then come back at the end of the year and we can all give Mike Smith some shit when Bitcoin is not $100,000. I bet it's not going to be there. I'll come back and I'll eat crow. Can I turn off live notifications on Twitter? I don't know. I am not well versed on Twitter notifications. John says, how did I not know your mother-in-law had a fuck buddy? That makes me cringe when you say that. Many a scrotum shot had been taken on disposable cameras on drunken nights. Merle says, I thought it was you. Johnny M says, Aldi smells better than most card shows I've been to. I can agree with that. Absolutely. The Aldi I was shopping in yesterday smelled better than the Janesville Card Show. There was some BO at the Janesville Card Show on Sunday. John wants to live where Todd lives. Aldi in Aldi Free State. Mike says, are you grading in GameStop? No. I've never even, I don't think I've actually, no, I take that back. I have stepped foot in a GameStop because there was a GameStop in Macomb. And why did I even step foot in a GameStop? I don't know why. Because I'm not like, I had an Xbox. Maybe I was looking for Xbox games. I don't know. So no, I'm not going to GameStop. I'm not submitting through GameStop. None of that is happening. And I'm not buying Bitcoin either. Cooter says Aldi and Trader Joe's owned by brothers. That's the connection. We were talking about that the other night. Somebody had mentioned, like, I think Aldi and Trader Joe's are like together. And there was some sort of connection. I didn't realize that. I'm like, oh, really? That seems odd. There you go. Aldi is the food version of mattress stores. We don't have too many Aldis around here. I bet there's only like 2 in the whole city of Madison. We've got one fortunately close by. There might be more than that. Our version of mattress stores is Walgreens. There's a Walgreens on every corner. That dude from Duryea says, I drive right past Aldi to go to the regular grocery store. I often do that. As well. Mike Smith talking about GameStop. Johnny M says, I used to shop Aldi. I'm kind of a food snob and only buy name brands. Not me, man. Not me. Flawed Thinker says, I don't get paid to scan and bag my own groceries, so don't get mad if I accidentally don't scan something. They'll get you. John says, do we really trust GameStop to handle our precious cards? No. Todd says, I'm in central Maine. A lot of things haven't made it up here yet. Has poutine? I bet poutine's made it down there. F-bomb. Oh, where's my F-bomb? F-bomb. I'm a few minutes behind. Brian says, I do need a group subber from some cards to PSA, but not going to use GameStop. Absolutely. I wouldn't use GameStop either. John says, you're saying no one handles your card if you submit at GameStop. He says, GameStop employee doesn't touch the card. YouTubers made a video about it grading card. So how does it float? So what do? Do you just set it on the counter and it just magically floats to PSA? How does that work? How is that possible? That's my question. How is that possible? JW's in the house. Good morning. It's like saying you send a package of cards to Best Western. The front desk clerk doesn't touch your cards. Womp womp. Sports Section Plus in the house. Quietly quit my current job. Quietly working at my new job. Posting. There you go. Quiet quitting is fun. I quiet quit my last job for about 2 years. Collecting paychecks. Flawed Thinker says that wasn't LRS. Spelling and grammar was correct. Interesting. Johnny M says, I think LRS is 25K too high, but I plan on stating to sell my coins when it hits 70K. Trader Joe's owns Aldi. Interesting. Johnny, why you sell Bitcoin at 70K? The best month in crypto is October to December, the 4-year cycle, the bull run. Walgreens are going to be closing a lot of stores. I did see that. Saw it on the news this morning. I did see that as I mentioned that. I'm like, oh yeah, but that might not be the case soon. I think they're closing 1,200 stores. Is that right? Where are we at? Unicorn Cupcake says that is our LRS. Why the name change? He's using his other account. He's got a boost. How many accounts do you think he has? How many accounts does Low Roller Scratcher have? I see. So Aldi was quite the experience yesterday. So again, I haven't been inside an Aldi in 15 years. And so I go in and by the way, somebody said they only shop name brands. There's a lot of name brands at Aldi. It's not all generic. In fact, most of it is name brand. From now that walking through the aisles, remembering what I saw, it's mostly name brand, and a lot cheaper. So the first thing, I knew the cart, because that's always been a thing at Aldi. You pay a quarter, you get your cart, you get your money back. So it's you can buy a cart for 25 cents. That's a pretty good deal for a grocery cart. But I think they do want you to bring it back. And people do. And you don't have to go corral for 25 cents. Isn't that amazing? You go to Pick and Save, you go to Walmart, you go to Target. There's fucking carts everywhere. But 25 cents and everybody's, I want my quarter back. And they're going to put their cart nice and neat back in to get their 25 cents. I think every goddamn store should do this. Charge a fucking quarter to rent the goddamn cart. You won't have cart boys. Like, can you imagine? Do you imagine the savings? See, this is why Europeans are way smarter than Americans. We're going to pay cart boys, and we're going to pay all this labor, multiple cart boys in some stores, when you charge the consumer a rental fee on the cart, and it wipes out jobs. Well, and then we're going to scream, but the jobs, we're taking away jobs. No, it's smart business. So there you go. So that was something I was prepared for. I knew about the bring your own bags, because that's also been a thing. So I brought some bags in, my quarter. I almost forgot the quarter, got out of my car, started walking. I'm like, oh shit, I got to get a quarter to rent my cart. So go get the cart. And then I talked about the idiot that was just fucking leaving his cart in the random middle of the aisle, bumping into people, not really actually bumping into people, but just like kind of not aware of his boundaries, personal boundaries. Now, what has changed a lot about Aldi from the last time I went 15, 20 years ago was name brands. Like, everything is name brand now. That was new. The produce section is seemed like it was like 25% of the store, fresh produce. Like, I don't remember getting any fresh produce when I was a kid. Like, it was like we went to Aldi to get our like oatmeal, canned goods, frozen goods, like that type of crap. It was not like fresh, like you didn't get your milk there. You didn't get your eggs and produce and meat. Certainly not meat. I don't even think there was a meat counter at Aldi when I went as a kid. So picked up some avocados. Oh, I didn't get bananas. Did I get bananas? I did not get bananas. I don't know if I saw bananas. I'm sure they were there. Everything else was there. I didn't get bananas. Fuck. That's like one of the main things I get at the grocery store. Anyway, I move on. I got some naan. My wife loves naan with what's the spread? So anyway, I got that. Go through and I was impressed by the meat section. And I'm going to talk about the ribs that I bought, but they also had like a pork roast with the potatoes and like the seasoning. So that's what I'm going to make dinner tonight. And I'm just going to set it and forget it in the crock pot, little crock pot meal. Hummus. Thank you, Merle. Hummus, naan and hummus. And then I got some country style ribs. What else did I get? I got some other stuff too. So the ribs. Now I'm going to go on and let's get to the chat first, because I have a feeling when I tell you how I prepared my ribs, there's going to be at least a couple people that are probably going to be like, oh, that's terrible. You can't make ribs like that. Where are we at? Mike Smith says, do you ever been Lindy Grocery Store? It is a competitor of Aldi. I've never heard of it. So no. Cart narcs never have to narc at Aldi's. Are you a cart lever behinder? Those are the worst. Don't be that person. There's nothing worse than leaving carts all over the fucking parking lot. Like, don't be, that's lazy. That's lazy, pure laziness. Just leaving carts everywhere. John says airport carts. USA charges $5 a pop. Everywhere else, it's free. We are third world. Tent City people never have an Aldi shopping cart. That's true. They got Walmart carts, no Aldi carts. Cooter says we can tour my Aldi when we are here. When you are here, Mrs. Cooter is a fan of the Aldi customer Facebook group. Interesting. Does it have one of those carts that Andy has where it automatically scans things in your cart? That's fancy. Flawed Thinker says all the homeless people in my area hang outside of Walmart. I think they would be fighting people to be able to take their cart back for the free quarters to buy their beer. Unicorn Cupcake says those are just the Walmart customers, I think. Hummus. Spoiler, he boils them. He is right. So I boiled my ribs last night. Carton Arcs is awesome. Let's see. I think so too. Yes. So here's how I made my country style ribs. I boiled them. So I boiled them in water and a little bit of salt and a couple bay leaves. And I boiled the ribs for about an hour and a half. And then after that, I applied. This is what I've not done in the past. Usually I would boil and again, it's been probably 15 years since I've made ribs this way, and they used to be amazing. Mine last night, not amazing, but I know why. And then I would bake them or grill them, and then I would apply the barbecue sauce. But last night, I boiled them, and then I applied barbecue sauce, and then I baked them. I baked them too long. I had them in the oven too long. The flavor was amazing. The flavor was amazing. The meat was kind of tough. It was edible, but it's like this could have been a lot better. This could have been a lot better. I baked it too long. So I will do it again. And I'll just have to bake it for less time. We're in that transition period where it's fucking cold, even though if it's like 50 degrees, it's cold because it was like 80 a week ago. So I just don't want to go out and grill. But once we've had like a stretch of this and maybe it hits 70 at some point in the next couple of weeks, I'll be like, oh, it's warm again. I'm going to go grill. And I'll throw them on the grill next time instead of baking them. So that's what I did. And I know people are like, oh, you can't boil ribs. Man, I used to do that and fall off the fork. So good. Anthony Thomas, experience in the house. Good morning. Do you list the same card for buy it now and auction at the same time? I do not. No, completely separate. Sometimes I will send a buy it now item to auction, but it's delisted as a buy it now item. Mike says you are not sending one card in GameStop PSA. No, I am not doing that. Johnny M says my son-in-law was charged $200 for parking at the Jets game Monday night. They take your card, swipe it, and don't give a receipt. He found out when he checked the account much later. Oof, that's not good. Brian says sold 16 cards yesterday to a Twins and Tony Phillips collector. Wow, Tony Phillips collectors. Always fun to dig through my 4-row boxes looking for players and inserts. Andy Mack says the self-checkout system uses sensors in the ceiling or something. As far as I'm concerned, it's magic and I love it. I love it too. And I've never experienced it, but I want to. Hey, speaking of experiences, before I get to Brian's comment, I was driving in Janesville yesterday or Sunday, and there's a Chick-fil-A. The Chick-fil-A has the banana pudding milkshake. I don't know if my local one has it, but I really want one. But they're like 100 grams of sugar. But I may be good for a couple weeks and just may indulge. Just have like a giant cheat day where I eat a banana pudding milkshake and Chick-fil-A. All right, back to Brian's comment. I had to get that out of my system. Bo needs a new hobby and an electric pellet smoker. No. Merle says, grass was a little frosty when I took Josie out for a walk. Yes, it was frosty this morning. In fact, it was the first time we've had like crunchy grass. So our first frost is upon us. Winter is coming, and I'm okay. I'm okay with it. First frost falls here. Our trees are changing. They're very pretty. And then they're going to become very ugly. This is like the phase of, oh, it's so beautiful. And then in 2 weeks, it's going to be like, oh, winter's here for another 6 months. Where we at? Anthony says, okay, I was thinking about trying it. Mike says, I'm back looking free bonus on skill games with limited locations. Made $30 yesterday. Hey, not a bad day's work. Brian says, Sam's Security now uses cameras and AI to take a pic of your cart and match it to your receipt if you use the app. Interesting. Michael Renicke's in the house. Good morning. Dak T-Mac fans here. I believe that is called parboiling the country ribs. All right. You can do that and then either bake or grill them. Yes, that's what I do. That's what I do. And I've done in the past, I've done it both ways. I haven't done it. And I think the reason I haven't done this is because Pick and Save doesn't have country style ribs. They've got racks of ribs, but no country style ribs. So you got to do it with country style ribs. Parboil them in beer next time and report back. You probably could do that. I'm going to Google that. I'm going to Google that right now. Boil ribs in beer. Boil ribs in beer. Boiling ribs in beer is a cooking method that can result in tender, moist meat. Here are some tips and recipes for boiling ribs in beer. Marinate the ribs in beer before cooking. Cover and cook. Cover the ribs with foil while cooking to retain moisture. Ooh, I should have done that. That's what I failed on. Reduce the beer. After cooking, reduce the beer in the pan to create a sauce for brushing on the ribs. After cooking, you can grill the ribs to brown the sauce and char the meat. Spritz with beer. In the final stages of cooking, you can spritz the ribs with beer to keep them moist. There you go. Brian, you're onto something. I might try that. Hell yeah. All right, that's what I had for today. I've got some shipping to do. Don't forget my eBay store, 99centcards.com. Buy 7 or more cards at regular price on the Buy It Nows. You'll save 25% off at checkout. That discount code does not apply to the auctions where I've got running every night almost. I do have auctions ending tonight. I have auctions ending tomorrow night, and I have auctions ending Friday night. Before we go, we're less than an hour, so let's just take you through some of my auctions that are ending tonight. Get those bids in. A lot of auctions don't even have bids. My Mike Schmidt poster doesn't even have a bid. So let's present screen. Share screen. There we go. Let's just make this full screen. All right, so here we go. We've got a Mike Schmidt 7-Up poster from 1980. Not even a bid yet. This one ends tonight. Bill Buckner Cubs poster from 1978. It's got a couple bids. I've got a Minnesota Twins mini bat. It says 1970 World Series on it. Louisville Slugger made it, $3.25. I've got a whole bunch of these Star Wars refractors. These are all refractors, and none of them have bids. So I'm guessing they're not worth anything. So I'm guessing none of these will get bids, and I will just end up lotting them up, and I'll probably lot them up and put them at auction and not care. I've got a Dylan Cruz first chrome. It's at $1.25. Davision De Los Santos first chrome, no bids. Aaron Judge Prism Refractor. It's up to $1.60. A Jackson Holiday Topps Chrome rookie card is at 99 cents. Jackson Churio Topps Chrome rookies at 99 cents. I've got an Ohtani Refractor from Bowman's Best. That's only at 99 cents. Is the Ohtani market soft? I had an insert last night. Now I know it's one of the overproduced Topps inserts, but still at 99 cents, I'm shocked it didn't sell. There's a little squirrel with a big old nut in his mouth. Tommy Troy Mood Ring from Bowman Draft. No bids on that. Dice K Matsuzaka Turkey Red Chrome Refractor has a bid. Juan Soto Topps Gold is at $1.25. Jackson Holiday Bowman insert. Here's another Ohtani. This was the one that didn't sell. This is another one. One of these didn't sell last night, and this one probably won't sell either. Derek Jeter Pinnacle rookie card is at $550. Another Ohtani Stars of MLB insert. Stan Lee, I'm surprised this doesn't have a bid. Stan Lee is pretty popular, especially with cards. No bids. Derek Jeter 98 score, nary a bid. Carlos Beltran Turkey Red Black Refractor is at $185. These auctions all end this evening. And then I put some random. I thought the Jorge Soler was an action variation. It was not, so I wasted in auction on a Jorge Soler common. Let's see, because some printer proofs from Topps Gallery, a Pete Rose Prism, second to none, Kyle Schwarber insert, Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso's been moving. I got a few Pete Alonsos up with bids. Gold Cup, Albert Pujols, Tony Hawk, first pitch. A lot of Star Wars, man. A lot of Star Wars. Here's some more. These auctions, now we're getting into auctions that end tomorrow night. Kind of a hodgepodge for tomorrow. Some 78 tops, Pete Rose and Thurman Munson. 79 tops, Pete Rose. Got some 81 Donruss. There's a Nolan Ryan, George Brett, Johnny Bench, Pete Rose, Tim Raines rookie card. Yaz, Yount, Schmidt, Reggie. Let's see. A Rhino. More Pete Rose, Mike Schmidt. Those auctions end Thursday night. These continue. Another Rock Reigns rookie. Jackson Merrill. Topps retired signature edition. The Ozzie Smith up to 380. I was shocked by that. Kirby's at $175. Doc Gooden rookie card. Pete Rose and the Montreal Expos. Love that card. Roger Clemens rookie. Kirby. Thursday night auctions have some good stuff in them. And then we go to 90 Leaf. Deion Sanders still doesn't have a bid. A lot of Jeter and Pete Rose in Thursday night's auctions. And Deion. And Griffey. There's another Jeter. 90 Leaf Sosa rookie. Cards Clubbers, Lou Brock, Kurt Flood. And then Friday night, I've got 135 Ryan Sandberg cards at auction ending Friday night. I think I've only got about 13 of them with bids. So here's a look at what's in there. There's inserts. There's random cards, Donruss Elite, Flair, Pacific Silver Prism. What the fuck? Why is this card so high? Home Run Derby Champions is up to $10.51. Is that like a short print, or why is that so high? That's really bizarre. Some others. That looks like a long card, but I think it was just the scan. It's a standard size card. So some of these auctions, it's like really weird that they're high and some of them not high at all. Here's the national exclusive from the 2019 national. These Ryan Sandberg cards ended auction Friday night. 97 Pacific Crown Royal Collection has a bid. We've got some of the oddball stuff, Woolworths, the Topps Glossies. Got some mid-80s, 84 Donruss. I'm surprised the 84 Donruss doesn't have a bid. That's surprising. The Fleer Atlantic, I think that's like Sunoco or something. Doesn't have a bid. Some more food issue, Post and Jimmy Dean. True Value, Drake's. Surprised those don't have bids. Ralston Purina. Box set Fleer Award winners. Here's another one that's up to $5.61. This is the a variation. I think it's like the action variation for Stadium Club. Leaf, 90 Leaf, 85 Topps. I've got some rookies. Rhino rookies. There's the 83 Donruss. It's at $225. 84 Topps has a bid. The 84 Topps has a bid, but the Donruss doesn't. That's kind of weird. Here's a Phillies card of Rhino. It's the Then and Now hologram, Topps Gold. Here's the Fleer rookie card. It's at $325. Some of the classics from 1990 and 1991. And there's the Topps rookie. It's up to $375. So these Rhino auctions end on Friday night. Get your bids in, 99centcards.com. Auctions ending nearly every night. I've got auctions ending tonight, auctions ending tomorrow night, and auctions ending Friday night. And then Saturday, Sunday, no auctions. And then we go back to the work week and more auctions start on Monday night. Let's get to the last few chats, and then I've got to get the trash out. Let's see. Cooter says, boiling ribs, you may not be allowed into Texas. Shh, keep that secret. Beer has kept a lot of meat tender over the years. Myrtle says, shipping and listing and trash day. Here we go. Mike Smith says, what's your Bears predictions this year? What was 10-7, 1 playoff win? Bears currently 4-2. Mike Schmidt, the greatest third baseman ever, is the only athlete to appear in Pink Floyd's The Wall movie. Well, there's a fun fact. In a 7-Up poster during Run Like Hell. Oh, interesting. What the hell is that noise? Oh, it's like an ambulance. That is some deep Schmidt knowledge there. Flawed Thinker says, I sold that same Otani non-refractor the other day for $1.99, free shipping. Saw Pink Floyd at the Vet in 93. John says, eBay labels suddenly not bulk printing. Anyone else running into this? Merle says, I'm not a psycho. I don't bulk print. I'm not either. Psychos bulk print. I do not. John is full of Schmidt. Full of Schmidt. All righty. I've got to go get the trash out. More important than recycling. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, bid on my auctions, 99centcards.com. Hit up my Collect store, the Collects app. I'm 1 million Cubs on there. Like, subscribe. Have a wonderful Wednesday. We will do this again tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central. See you then.